Let's talk about a battle so many of us are fighting every single day. Yeah, the one over screen time. If you are just tired of the tantrums, the fights, the negotiations, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to dig into the science behind why your kid is so obsessed with that screen and, more importantly, give you a real, practical plan to get some peace back in your house.
So let's get right to it. Why is this so ridiculously hard? I mean, if you've ever felt completely drained by this struggle, wondering if you're doing something wrong, you're not alone. The answer isn't about weak willpower or bad parenting. It's actually about brain science. And trust me, it's way more interesting than you'd think. Okay, to really solve this puzzle, we have to look at two key pieces. First, there's the behavior we all see on the outside, right? The meltdowns, the begging, the constant arguments. And then second, there's this invisible chemical reaction that's happening deep inside their developing brain. Let's start with a moment we all know way too well. You ask for the phone back, and boom, a full-blown meltdown just erupts out of nowhere. But what if I told you this isn't just a temper tantrum? It's actually a predictable biological reaction happening inside your child's head. So why? Why does taking away a tablet trigger such a massive emotional explosion? It feels so out of proportion, doesn't it? They might scream, they might cry, they might start negotiating like a top-tier lawyer. This isn't just them being stubborn, it's a genuine response to having something really powerful taken away.
So on the surface, it looks pretty simple. Your child is just mad because they're losing their entertainment. But the real reason, the scientific driver behind all that distress, is a sudden drop in a powerful brain chemical called dopamine.
You've probably heard of dopamine. It's the brain's feel-good chemical. It's our own internal reward system. Now, screens, with all their bright colors, sounds, and constant new stuff, give the brain a huge, non-stop hit of it. So when you take that screen away, the dopamine supply is just cut off, cold turkey. The brain goes into a kind of chemical withdrawal. That intense reaction you see, that is the tantrum.
And honestly, understanding this just changes everything. All of a sudden, you're not dealing with a naughty kid. You're dealing with brain chemistry. And that shift in perspective, from feeling frustration to feeling empathy, that's the key. You're not fighting their will anymore. You're helping their young brain find its balance again.
Okay, so getting the why is step one. Now let's get to the how. A screen detox isn't about punishment at all. It's about helping to reset the brain's reward system and building healthier habits. And here's a really practical plan to help you do exactly that. Think of this four-step plan as your roadmap. First up, clear and consistent rules. That predictability actually helps their brain adjust. Second, create some sacred screen-free zones and times, like no phones at the dinner table or in bedrooms. It really protects that family connection time. Third, you've got to introduce other fun things to do. You're not just taking something away, you're adding something better, like board games or just getting outside. And finally, and this one is huge, you have to be the role model. They are always watching what you do with your own screen.
You know, it's almost inevitable that this whole conversation leads to the blame game. Is it our fault for giving them the devices in the first place, or is it their fault for not being able to control themselves? This can get really emotional, so let's try to unpack it carefully.
The reality is, it's a shared challenge. I mean, as parents, it's our job to create structure, to set those boundaries, and to offer other things to do. But at the same time, we have to remember that a child's brain is naturally wired to be drawn to these super stimulating devices, and their self-control, well, that's still a major work in progress.
And here's the bottom line. Blame is a complete dead end. It just creates more conflict, and it doesn't solve a thing. The only way forward is to stop seeing it as a you problem or a me problem and start seeing it as an us problem that the whole family can solve together.
And that, right there, is really the ultimate takeaway. When you frame the problem like this, it changes the entire dynamic. You're no longer enemies in a daily power struggle. You become a team, all working together for the same goal, to find a healthier, more balanced, and, frankly, more connected way to live in this crazy digital world. So, what's one small step your family could take together this week?